Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another video, and this time we're working on the Losi Mtxl center diff. And now this is brand new truck and I'm tearing it all apart. Has not yet been started. I've been replacing a lot of the plastic since it's nice and clean. Everything's new, so it's a lot easier to work on. Like the steering right there, as you can see, the HR Racing, or Hot Racing steering mechanism right there. I got the GDS Racing top plate for the steering, and I have the front chassis brace. And as I mentioned in the other video, all the black pieces I'm getting has nice little silver line going around. And same with the Hot Racing. It just looks great. And then the hub carriers, whatever you want to call these here for the steering by your tires, those are also aluminum black with that. That came stock, which was amazing for the price. So right now what we're going to do is the tools you're going to need are the 3mm hex bit from DDM, and the reason why you see orange here is it's color coded for me, so I don't have to keep trying to eyeball that lightly engraved part number and millimeter mark right there. That's very difficult to read. And then you also need a 2mm wrench, Torx wrench for this right here to take out your linkage. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go ahead and take out the linkage. And boy, that baby is on there. Let's see if I can try to get it. No, it looks like I have to get the old, this one right here, and crack her loose. Everything was nice and tight so far. See, I got the 2mm. So we're not gonna turn it on. We're just gonna use the wrench here, or the drill, for leverage. Oh boy, that baby was on there. Then we're gonna go ahead and do the other one. Holy man, I can't believe how tight that was. Wow, that was tight. So we're gonna go ahead, and I gotta remember where these are kept. There we go. We'll just use it like that. Go like this. See, I'm not using the drill, I'm just using it as a wrench. So we can go ahead and take that out and put on my 3mm. Set that over to the side. And let's get my wrench over here. This should come out now easily. Yep. There's 1 and 2. So we're going to set that over here like that. For right now, as you can tell, I have the stock servos in here. Oh, another thing I noticed is the black here, the silver on the servo horns. Everything's matching. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take off the top plate right here. Let's see here. Let's see if I got that in reverse. There we go. See, it's so much easier to work when that motor's not here. That's why I'm doing everything now while the motor's out. So we got to get these two. I'm going to break them free like that first, and then I'll unscrew it with the gun here. Alright. Try not to strip these, as like go slow on the smaller ones here. Alrighty. There's that and that. Alright, so now, put that over there. Now this should lift right up, like so. And what I always do is I put the screws back in its place here, so don't lose them. That screw is way down in there. See if I can push that out. There it is. And we'll set this where the motor's supposed to be. And now you got your center diff cup right here. Now all we have to do is, should be just lift it out of there, if we can. I wonder if we can just lift it up, or I wonder if it's because of this bracket here. Oh, let's see. Can we just lift? We should just be able to lift that baby up out of there. Now it looks like we have to loosen up this. So this drive shaft, whatever you want to call it, is freed. Because this one will have a lot of play, this one don't. Okay, that won't take too much time here. Go ahead, it's the same thing, it's 3mm here. I like to get this into aluminum also while the engine's out. You know, maybe I will order that, but for now we'll have to use this setup. Alright, now that baby should pop right up out of there. Come on. A little long-winded. Oh, let me get that wrench here. It's nice to have the proper tools for the job. There we go. Now to get that out of there is going to be a fun thing probably. Yep, it's going to be fun. Should be able just to lift that out of there. There we go. Yeah, it has some grease on it, which is a good sign, I guess. Yeah, look at that. Now that'll give me the opportunity to tighten these grub screws to make sure they're tightened. So we're going to set that right there. And now we should be able to take that right out. Yep. There we go. You have your brakes right here. We'll take those out and set them back in there like that, just for now. Your front and back. And there we go, guys. We got it out. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and put this over there and start taking this apart. We're going to go ahead and pause this real quick. Yeah, one thing I noticed, which maybe it was on the Losi DBXL, but I didn't really look that close, was on the center diff, right inside there. Let me point to it right here. You're going to see like a little rubber O-ring right there. What in the world is that doing in there? So that was kind of odd seeing that there. We're going to put it right back in there. So I wonder if it doesn't make it's like a noise cancellation or whatever, or for vibration, or who knows. But I thought that was weird because that's only on this side of it and not on this side. Very, very odd, I'm telling you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use 1 million diff oil from factory team here, associated. And I know it's a 1 million. Everybody uses 500K, but I have the same in my Losi DBXL, and it works fantastic. And it takes a long time to fill this up, well, this cap up. And also with this cap, it gives you new hardware. So we're not going to use the hardware here. We're going to save it with this Diff cup right here. So what we need to do first is go ahead and break out the 4 bolts. Okay, and this one, they're probably torqued down. Well, I guess not that bad actually. We're going to go ahead and loosen them up. Ooh, look how long they are. Boy, without the power tools, boy, your wrist will go crazy on that. Man, that's awful long. I'm used to the nitros diffs. They're so tiny screws. Alright, we're going to take these 4 screws completely out. Alright, so now let's see what she looks like. We'll pop her open. Alrighty guys, look at that. Brand new, never been ran. And she's not all the way filled up. What in the world? Oh, look at that crack. Did it crack? No, it didn't crack. Oh, good. Okay, be very gentle with that so it doesn't crack. Well, maybe we use this. There we go. Well, look at that. It doesn't look like there's a lot in there, does it? Very, very odd. Why would they do that? So, I'm kind of glad I'm doing this now. So what we have to do now is we got to take out those gears and clean them up. Even though they're brand new, we're still going to clean them up. So let's look in here. Get my little tweezers here. There's one. There's the other one. Alright. Yeah, look at there's not much grease in there at all. Bojo, if you're watching this, look at that. That is amazing. There's hardly anything in there. It's just like a splash of fluid in there. Wow. So we got to clean these off. Get them all nice and clean. I don't know if I should use a tissue here, but we'll use something to clean it off. I'm just going to wipe them off somewhat. I'm not going to really clean them, because they're brand new. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Just enough to get a lot of the old grease on there, or off of there. Man, I cannot believe that's all the grease. Cannot believe that. That's odd. Alright, so now we have to take off this here. Sorry I don't know the names of a lot of this. So isn't that a 2.0? No, it's a 2. Let's come back to here. Where's my bit? Let's see if it's a 2. Oh, what is that? Alright, let's take this off real quick. That's a 3. Oh, I guess I wasn't too prepared for this. Oh, watch out for all the flooding of the silicone grease that comes out. Oh yeah, look at all of it. Yeah. So now we have to, I can't remember how to take this apart. I thought that came out like that. Oh, bear with me, guys. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done one. I think there's a pin or something that you push through the hole, maybe. Well, let me work on it. Alright, figured it out. Now, it's best to have these little picking tools. It will help you out tremendously. What you gotta do is you go down in there like this. This one's angled a little bit. You go underneath that gear and you can pull it right out like so. Just like that. Alright. And there's that pin I was looking for in there. That's what I was looking for when I went through that hole. Because you got to take that pin out. Like I said, guys, it's been a while since I've done this. So we're going to go ahead and clean that gear up a little bit. Get some of that old grease off there, which is brand new. It hasn't been ran. There's probably 2 drops of oil left in there. I cannot believe that. I'm going to fill it up pretty good. So now you find your hole right there, and you want to push that pin towards that hole to get it out. And you can see it's coming out right there. And then once you get it in the hole, you take your pair of pliers, needle nose, and you can just shove that right through like that. Just like so. And then you can pull this off. And there we go. Ba-bam, there's your bearing. Boy, those bearings look dry to me. And now you have to get, I call it a washer. Gotta get that washer out of there. And it comes out with a little O-ring right there. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab a Kleenex here, and we're gonna go ahead and tip this upside down on the the Kleenex, and just let gravity help clean that out a little bit. So we have that out. We got the bearing out. Everything is out. This needs to be cleaned up. I tell you what, I'm not going to clean that up. I'm going to keep that grease on there. Probably hear that in the comments. Oh, you should have put the grease, clean the grease out, put new grease there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put all this back into the new one. Alright. So I'm going to try not to touch that rubber O-ring with the tool. So I'm going to try to get that back out. There we go. See, there's that rubber O-ring. Oh, I hate to touch it. We're going to use the handle. I'm going to put that back in there like that. Now I'm going to use my thumb to put it right back in that groove. Just like that. Now it's in there. And we're going to drop this washer plate there. And boom, it's done. Now, this right here, this bearing, I'm going to put a little bit of 3-in-1 on it. Go like so. I know it's like a sealed bearing, but hopefully it's going to seep through the cracks and the crevices. And again, why not? Doesn't hurt nothing. We'll get it all lubed up a little bit. Alright, that feels a little bit better. So now, once that's all greased up, looking good, we have to put this back on. So always put your bearing on first, because if you don't, you're going to kick yourself right in the butt for not doing it first. Because you got to take all this back apart. And then try to shove this back up through to keep everything in place. I'm going to use a pair of needle nose so I go on side by side here. Just like that. My fingers are too big to put two of them in there. There we go. There she's in. Perfect. Now this lovely pin. It's a little bit difficult. It's pretty much the same way. I'm going to go through the hole here and try to put it back through, but you got to find the hole to line it up there, and you can push it right in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. I think I got it lined up. Got it lined up somewhat. Push everything down. Oh, there it goes. See, it's right in. Use that hole to your advantage. There. And there you go. Now she's locked into place. She's looking good. Alright, so now you drop your gear. See how it has the X or the cross right there? You set it down so it sits right in there. And that has to be flush. So you turn it a little bit and boom. You can hear it lock right into place. And there you go. Alright, before we go any further, my hands are really greasy. We gotta open up this hardware that came with that aluminum diff cup. And we're gonna look for that little grub screw. I see it right there. And what is that? That's a 2.5. Yep, it's a 2.5 grub screw. Just go ahead and turn it in there for right now. Okay, so you know what's in place. And now what we're going to do is going to take a long time to get this out. You think 500K is bad to get out? Try 1 million. See, when you squeeze out, see what it looks like? Look at that. Okay, so that, we're going to put it right back in, because I was going to put some in first, but I think we should put the gears in first. So we're going to go ahead and just slide these in like that. Now you see this right here, this little opening. Make sure that is up, and make sure that's sitting down in there pretty good. Yep. And now this second one here, see that opening? Those have to set into each other. So you turn it like this, you set it down like this, and then you push this down like that. See how it's not quite sitting down in there? So you got to turn it, and she should be sitting in there. Yep, there we go. And now she's sitting in there nice. And I always put my finger here and try to turn it. See how everything's turning? There we go. Now you put in this mess. We're going to put a lot more in there. Actually, that's not coming out too bad. Look at that. Whoop. Oh man, she's just like glue. There. We're going to do one drop like that. Oh, what a mess. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, gravity's going to do a lot of the work here. Is I'm going to go ahead and start turning this. See how it's going to suck it down in there. And I'm just going to let it keep going. Then you go the other direction. And hopefully it's going to sit in there. I'm going to push it down a little bit. It's sticky stuff. Yeah, that helped out a lot. Jeez. Yeah, that's pretty intense stuff here. I'm going to put one more little glob right there. See, that's a lot more than what it had from the factory. That's for sure. Okay, it's kind of feels like it's kind of hard. It's kind of weird. See, my gears just came up. We're going to push that down and turn it and keep turning. Oh yeah, nice and gooey. I'm probably going to let this sit for a while, and once she sits and settles down, and then I'm going to finish it off. Wow, that's that mess. Well, she's been sitting for about 10 minutes or so, and she settled down quite a bit. You guys can see that. She's looking a lot better. Like I said, the twisting and turning at the very beginning helps to draw it down a little bit, I've noticed. But yeah, I think that's plenty full right there. Now, the reason why I said about this little grub screw is you got to loosen it back out when you put the top gear back on it, because it's going to push pressure down, and this is going to start oozing out of this a little bit, and you want a place where it can ooze out a little bit. But for right now, what we got to do is we got to put a light little film over this gasket here, if I can get some out. I don't want to disturb that in the diff cup. There it is. Just get a little bit on my pinky here, and I want to take this and just go around the gasket a little bit. She looks awful dry. And then just rub it in. Rub it in. There we go. Alright. So now you put that gasket back on. It's going to sit where you're going to put it, because this stuff is like tacky. So right there is where she's going to sit. Now you take your gear. You should wipe off the rest of the oil that's been leaking out. Diff fluid here. There we go, that's good enough. And now we go ahead and set this on. So now we see where the holes are at. I'm going to go ahead and drop it down there like that. Did I get them lined up? No. Let's try this again. Okay, the gasket moved. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this down in here, see if we can line her up. There we go. Now she's lined up. We'll take a screw. It's a 2.5, just like the other ones. We're going to go ahead and get her started here by hand. We'll just do one like that. Get another one, put it over here. I always do them across, like your lug nuts on your vehicle. Now that gasket shouldn't move at all. Yeah, I'm just going to lightly put it on just like that. With no torque whatsoever just yet. Because you got to open up that grub screw I'll put this other one in there. Yeah, use the hardware that came with your aluminum diff cup. I was gonna thread lock these, but I don't think you have to. Even though you're threading, and yeah, we're going to do it. So we gotta take them right back out. Just put a little bit on there, you know. Better be safe than sorry, you know. You don't need a lot. And I shook this up pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and just put a little line like that. That's all you're gonna use. Just enough to say you did. Because eventually you want to take this back out. So we'll just put a little bit in there like that. I gotta remember which one that is. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do this one. Just put a little bit on there. It doesn't hurt. Okay, there we go. Like I said, it's a messy job. It's fine. Again, I'm not tightening this up yet. I'm just getting them snug down. Boy, that like to grab on there. These are nice screws. Take this one back out. Put some Loctite on this one. I'm not going crazy on the Loctite, just to say I did, because we're going into aluminum. And one more. It doesn't take too long. But do it right the first time, I guess. There we go. Just a little bit. And that Loctite will cure because I'm not going to run this quite yet. Okay, before you tighten this all down, take that grub screw right there, loosen it up. I wonder if no, she has some. Yeah, we'll take her completely out. So when we tighten this down, it has a place to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the drill as just a wrench. I'm not going to tighten it up too much. There we go. There's that. Go in the star pattern. Like that. Like that. All right. Oh yeah, I can see some of the fluid wants to come out right there, but that's cool. I mean, that means you have enough in there. So we're gonna go ahead and put that grub screw back in there. And should we Loctite this? We might as well. Just put a little drop right there on the threads. There we go. See, not too much, just enough. Whoa, that stuff is coming right out. Well, that goes in there pretty deep. I wonder if it stops or what. Alright. So there we go. Wipe all that off. Like I said, I'll do a better job off camera cleaning this up. But there we go, guys. There is the aluminum hot racing center diff cup for the Losi Mtxl. And now to put everything back in, it's just reverse. I'm going to do that off camera, so it's pretty much self-explanatory there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put the caps on things. Get some 3-in-1, shake it up a little bit. Put it on the bearing because we can. Thank you, Gel. 3-in-1 is the best thing to have. We'll let that soak down through the bearing. And now we're set. Alrighty, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this was kind of interesting for you. How to do things. And again, this is my first Losi Mtxl. I'm no expert, as you could tell, but it works. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be talking to you.